Hello, friends, and welcome to yet another Female Founders Pitch Night. I am so happy to be here with you tonight. My name is Ashley Sims. I'm the Managing Director of Build in Tulsa. We are thrilled to be hosting our 13th Female Founders Pitch Night. Your host, Desiree, has all the stats, but she did tell me that we have had 68 contestants for this competition, which is amazing. We have awarded tens of thousands of dollars, and we couldn't have done that without our sponsors, the George Kaiser Family Foundation, the Charles and Lynn Schusterman Family Foundation, and the support and hopes and dreams of so many people. This is not just a pitch competition. We are literally launching dreams. This is a springboard. These female founders go on to accelerators. They go on to build businesses that are creating jobs in our community, and we couldn't do it without the support of these sponsors. Build in Tulsa's mission is to catalyze multi-generational wealth creation through tech and entrepreneurship for underrepresented founders, those who for far too often overlooked. It's a big mission. It's hard work. And I couldn't do it without this amazing team that you see on the screen. These people live and die with our entrepreneurs. They breathe this. When they're up, they're up. When they're down, and trying to figure out how to pick them back up. And so I want to introduce the incredible Build in Tulsa team. Desiree Freisen, the Director of Programming. Rachel Blades, the Director of Operations. Hunter McFarland, he's the Investor Relations Manager. Christina Suarez, who we will hear from later tonight regarding our 1921 awards. She's our Community Engagement Manager. Victoria Davis, she's our Operations Manager. Kyle Smith, who has been instrumental in putting on this program tonight. So everybody give him a hand. He's our programming manager for pre-accelerator programming. Ray Kimball, who unfortunately isn't with us tonight, but I hope she's not watching on live stream because she should be resting. But if she is, big shout out for her making this happen, even though she's sick. Christopher Dobbins, who always has Build in Tulsa looking good as our marketing manager. Charm Harris, who really stepped up for us tonight. Big round of applause, stepping in while our friend is down. I also want to make sure that I give a shout out to our coaches, Shay and Audrey Godwin. I know Audrey's here. This is a team sport, y'all. It takes all of us to come together as a community to make this happen. We are here just steps from Greenwood, steps from historic Black Wall Street, and I have to think that the ancestors are smiling on us tonight as we figure out a way to support those who didn't think they would get support, to put capital into the hands and the pockets of people who never thought that someone would say, I believe in you so much, I'm handing you a check. This is the work that Build in Tulsa does. I'm so proud to do it. I'm so excited for you guys to be with us tonight. It's a show, y'all. It's going to be fun. And to give you a preview of that, we're going to play our last video from our last Build in Tulsa Female Founders Pitch Night. Thank you. Welcome to Female Founders Pitch Night. Our mission is to catalyze multi-generational wealth through tech and entrepreneurship, specifically focused on those who've been historically denied access to resources and funding.
We want to make sure overlooked founders are well-resourced so that they are also contributing back to our Tulsa landscape through jobs and through the economy.
Plan Bright. We simplify the work by automating production document generation, turning days worth of work into seconds.
We are simplifying your immigration process. One marketplace for all you need for you to be able to relocate to a new country.
The software platform that gives CDOs, community development organizations, the tools, clarity, and financial runway to revitalize communities.
We're building an AI-powered ghostwriting platform for the millions of experts and change makers ready to turn their story into impact.
Vision impairment is not just a health issue. It is an economic accessibility crisis, iGuide. It's an AI-driven app integration in real time.
An AI-powered tool that allows users to recognize red flags early on and determine the health of their relationship.
Flourish is an AI-powered B2B platform to show creative entrepreneurs how to grow their businesses step by step.
Callie revolutionizes receipt management by consolidating users' receipts onto our app, where users can manage itemized receipts, return policies, coupons, and their budget.
$20,000.
Schoolie. All right. Thank you, everyone. All right. Good evening. All right. My name is Desiree Friesen. I'm the Director of Programming with Build in Tulsa, and I am so thrilled that you all joined us on this very rainy Thursday in Tulsa. Very beautiful, but very rainy. So thank you all for making it out tonight. And so Ashley talked a little bit about our mission before, but I just quickly want to talk about why we're all here tonight. Not only tonight are we celebrating the Female Founders Pitch Night, we're also going to be celebrating our 1921 awardees, which you'll learn a little bit about later from our community engagement manager, Christina Suarez. However, one piece of tonight is female founders. And as Ashley mentioned, we are 5 years old this year, and we have done 13 cohorts of female founders. Tulsa is and has been an emerging tech hub over these last 5 years, and even a little bit more before Build in Tulsa existed. However, when we came on the scene, we were thinking of ways that we can provide access, opportunity, education, capital, and social network to female founders to build the confidence, to build the know-how, to speak the language, the terminology, and to build sustainable businesses that one day will become economic drivers here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And we've done an amazing job in these last 5 years. We've done a lot of work. We had a little bit of stats on our screen before, but over these last 5 years, we have supported over 700 entrepreneurs. We have invested over $20 million. Yes. We have invested over $20 million into the hands of these entrepreneurs, and they have gone on to raise over $30 million in follow-on capital, and they have gone on to create over 269 jobs in our community and beyond. And so this night is not just about a pitch competition. We all love to see amazing founders on stage giving their heart. They worked very hard, by the way, a lot of sweat, a lot of tears, a lot of anxiousness, a lot of nervousness to make this night happen. But the reason why we do this work is because still today, less than 2% of women-led founders receive venture capital dollars. And if you don't know what venture capital is, that means someone else's money that's being invested into businesses. And so that is why it's important that Build in Tulsa exists. And that's why this night is important. Even though it's called Female Founders Pitch Night, it's more than just a pitch competition. It's a platform to teach and elevate these founders into their next milestones and help them reach accomplishments. So yes, I've talked about the 2%. And then still, even to this day, the numbers are dismal. And 90% of venture capitalists are men. So I'm so happy for our very diverse judging panel for this evening. Yes. So tonight, our judges will be listening to, we have 6 contestants tonight. And they are going to be listening to 5-minute pitches. And they are going to be scoring and rating these entrepreneurs. And we are going to be awarding the first prize of $10,000, $5,000 for second place, and third place will be $2,500. And then you all will have that opportunity to vote. And we're going to be awarding $1,000 for the audience choice vote. So when that comes up, please make sure your phone has got some data so you can scan that QR code and that you can join our audience choice vote. So who are the judges? So I want to thank Jasmine Ferguson, who's the Director of Programs and Experience at Gradient. Lizzie Duda, who's the CFO at Amtrak Capital Partners Incorporated. This is not Justin. This is Kanika. Okay, this is Kanika Joseph, who is the founder of K&K Smiles. She was in our product pitch night. Yes. She was in our product pitch night, which is a similar competition to the Female Founders Pitch Night, and was in our We Build Cohort 3 program last year. So thank you so much, Kanika, for stepping in. And then we have our amazing timekeeper, Kyle Smith, who's on the Build in Tulsa team. So who are the founders? As I mentioned, we have 6 amazing founders. Let's start off with a round of applause for these 6 amazing, talented female founders. Tonight's pitch night, but they went through 8 weeks of training. They went through 8 weeks of workshops, coaching with Audrey, workshops with Shayi, and business coaching with Shayi, study halls, lots of late nights, going shopping together for outfits as well for tonight too. And so not only is this a night to remember of what innovation is and can be in Tulsa, Oklahoma, it is a celebration of their hard work over these last 8 weeks. So thank you so much, ladies, for taking a leap of faith and doing an amazing job. I can't wait to get into the pitches. All right. So who's ready to get this competition on the road? All right. Are we ready for the first female founder? All right. All right. So just as a side note, as she gets her clicker, we have six pitches for this competition tonight. And in between, we're going to learn about the 1921 award from Christina Suarez and our partners 1921 Sankofa Fund. So please give it up for Ajane Dupre with Menovē.
You're 35 when something begins to feel off. First is the nausea and dizziness. Doctor says to watch your diet. Then the anxiety hits. Another doctor's appointment, another copay, and this time you're left with a prescription for an antidepressant you never needed. Every doctor's visit is 15 minutes, a copay, and 3 months between visits. Your brain fog is so thick that you can't remember what you had for breakfast, let alone all the symptoms you're supposed to remember from the past 3 months. Add to that, your doctor is telling you you're just paranoid about aging. You're not. Something is wrong, yet no one seems to be connecting the dots. I am Ajane, founder of Menovē, and this is part of my story. For 9 years, I was misdiagnosed until someone finally said the word perimenopause. And I'm not alone. Right now in the United States, there are 32 million women stuck in that same gap, with over 100 possible symptoms, 15 minutes with her doctor, and 3 months between visits. Something always gets left out. And that results in a 40% misdiagnosis rate for women in perimenopause. She's paying for it with her time, her money, and her sanity. Menovē is the symptom tracking app that turns her daily experiences into actionable data. And the results are real. Women who track between visits surface 72% more health concerns with her doctor. Her time stops being wasted on guesswork. Her money stops chasing the wrong answers. And now she has proof. Menovē is that proof that turns conversation into action. And here's how it works. In just a few minutes a day, she tracks her symptoms, her lifestyle, her food, her words. Menovē's correlation engine then surfaces the patterns that she wouldn't be able to see on her own. And now it's time for action. Track, discover, act. And now's the time. Since 2023, 19 states have introduced new menopause-related legislation. 100% of women will experience this, yet only 7% of femtech serves them. The market, the demand, and the policy are all pointing in the same direction. Our model is simple. Direct to consumer with monthly and annual plans, a blended ARPU of $96. Every month of subscriber data widens our moat for telehealth in phase 2 and enterprise solutions in phase 3. Year 1, we capture 1,500 paid subscribers, 144,000 in ARR. Behind that, our serviceable market. Symptomatic women who are currently using health apps, 10.5 million women, $1 billion. We reach her in 3 ways: through her doctor's waiting room, her sorority's health committee, and the communities she's already asking for help. We capture her attention through the trust she's already established. Idea to live alpha in 4 months. 320 women surveyed, 50% converted to our wait list. We asked 20 women to pay for early beta access, and 35 did. We currently have 3 physicians who have agreed to early beta with us. Trackers track, telehealth prescribes, Menovē is the layer in between. With custom tracking, pattern detection, and the wellness summary for her care provider, we bridge that gap. With 20 years in risk management, I was able to spot patterns in scattered data that the system missed. That's the same skill Menovē is built on. Today, our team of experts includes clinical, compliance, and software engineering. We're raising $250,000. 30,000 deploys day 1 to continue development and to convert our provisional patents into utility filings. 18 months of runway gives us long enough to meet our year 1 milestones. Scan the QR code if you would like to join our wait list, or if you would like to help us build so that she doesn't have to wait 9 years too. I'm Ajane. This is Menovē. Thank you.
All right. That was a really great presentation. I just have a question about your go-to-market strategy and how you'll get this in front of the women who need this.
Absolutely. So as noted, our go-to-market strategy includes 3 channels: physicians in their waiting rooms, sorority channels, and communities where the women are currently active. As a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, most D9 organizations have health committees. We're approaching these chapters, graduate chapters, for entry into their health programs. We also have, as mentioned, we also have 3 physicians who have already agreed to our beta. We will be placed in their waiting rooms with a QR code.
So on today, I'm 38, so thank you. I feel this.
Scan the QR code. Go ahead, scan it. Go ahead.
Absolutely will. And I'm also the accountant in the room. So tell me a little bit more about what that $250,000, where, kind of where the expenses lie, and how that'll get you through 18 months.
Absolutely. So as noted, initially we are deploying 30,000 to continue building as well as conversion of our provisional patents. Now we'll also include go-to-market. Because we are targeting sorority chapters, we do need to put on some programming for them. So that 30,000 goes to that, as well as operations and additional support that we'll need as we continue to build.
Thank you.
First off, good job.
Thank you.
That was great. I'm just interested in your background.
My background, like I said, is in risk management. I've worked in insurance for 20 years, and this hit me. And when it hit me, sometimes it's one of those things where you don't consider entrepreneurship until there's something you're incredibly passionate about, and this was that. So, yep.
Awesome. Good.
Thank you.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Good evening. I'm Christian. Y'all are sweet. I'm Christina Suarez, Community Engagement Manager for Building Tulsa. And I am so honored to be presenting the 1921 Awards. So what is the 1921 Awards? That is Building Tulsa's way of celebrating and recognizing local entrepreneurs who've been building their businesses. They have that spirit of resilience. They're purpose driven, but access to funds and resources may not always be easy. So with being celebrated and recognized, the awardees are given or awarded a grant of $1,921 to put towards their business development, which is made possible through sponsors like the George Kaiser Family Foundation, the Schusterman Family Foundation, and our partners, 1921 Sankofa. Wave your hand, Wally. Wally Bryce in the back, ladies and gentlemen. So, like Desiree mentioned earlier, throughout the evening, you're going to hear them talk about their stories, not up here on stage, but through videos. They're going to talk about their entrepreneurial journey, talk about what inspired them to launch their businesses. But you may also hear them talk about what they still may need. So whether that's support, whether it's partnership, whether it's a certain connection, or whether it's just community, because that's what it's all about, right? It takes a village. So I'm excited. Later on in the showcase, we're going to bring up all of our 1921 awardees. We're also going to bring up our sponsors and our partners, 1921 Sankofa, Wally Bryce, and John Beasley, to present the awards on stage. So I'm excited. I cannot wait. And thank you.
Hello, my name is Kimberly Grimes, and I am with Kimmy Sense Body Butter. As a single mom, I would get in my kitchen and I would start making different things for my son's hair. So one day I decided to mix up a bunch of things, and it ended up turning into this whole thing. My goal is to always make this product feel good going on and feel good throughout the day. So it's a layering process. I use pretty much the oils that make our skin soft, but also the oils that are compatible to what our skin already produces. So I use my products with massage therapy. I'm also a massage therapist, and I sell them here so people can have kind of like a triple effect here. It means a lot to be a part of the Black Wall Street community. I have watched years upon years of being uneducated about my own city, and to learn the fullness of what our city has overcame and how it's growing even more is just so delightful to me. And I'm glad to have been a part of it and to continue being a part of it. My goals for my business would be to expand and introduce more people to my brand. I would love to employ people at some point in time and being able to put some love in a bigger space. I really would like to start mentoring the youth a little more in this specific area of making body butters and just products in general, because, you know, it's nothing like sharing your information, and there's something about those younger age groups, their minds are just different from our middle-aged or even older. So I would love to link up with some different community efforts to be able to create a space for young girls or guys to create. It's just time for me to elevate. It really is. And I plan on using the award to elevate and just put myself out there even more.
Question. What if your boss called you into a meeting tomorrow and asked you to prove your value? Every project you led, every outcome you drove, and every skill you built on the spot from memory. Now, most people would freeze, right? And it's not because they haven't done the work, but it's because no one ever taught them to capture their own work story. And that's the problem that ProofLayer was built to solve. Hi, I'm Loretta Harrison. I'm the founder and CEO of ProofLayer, a structured career intelligence platform that helps professionals capture and organize and deploy their work story at every critical moment in their career. And here's the problem we've solved. People build their real experience over time, but there's no reliable system that helps them capture it in a way that they can use later. And in today's environment, that gap is exposed. Because if you want to get a job, you have to show what you've done. And if you want to keep a job, you have to prove your value. And if you want to move up, you have to make your impact clear. And on the other side of that, employers are just trying to figure out who can actually do the work. But both sides are relying on broken systems, and people are underselling themselves without even realizing it. The solution is ProofLayer, and here's how it works. Guided questions prompt users to document their work story, what they did, how they did it, and what the impact was. The system takes their raw input and transforms it into an interview-ready, star structure formatted story. Every story is then given a clarity score from 0 to 100 so the user knows just how strong or weak their narrative actually is. And then every story lives as a reusable dossier ready to deploy for interviews, performance reviews, salary negotiations, every critical moment in your career. No more guessing, no more reconstructing your story from memory, but documented proof ready when it matters. And we've built this across the entire career life cycle. Finding a job, getting a job, keeping a job, and being successful long term. Now, we're live right now on stage 2, the interview prep, but we've already architected out the rest of the platform, and we're ready to build. So, why does this problem need to be solved right now? Well, 3 forces are colliding all at once. Number 1, 87% of employers expect their candidates to tell a specific structure story on demand. Story prep is no longer an option. It's a job requirement. 2, professionals are no longer just competing locally. They're competing globally. They need strong stories just to stay in the room. And 3, AI, it showed the gap. But AI, it showed the world what can be done. But AI cannot capture and organize your real work experience. ProofLayer shows the work behind your experience, making it undeniable. And that's the difference. We're in a lane of our own, 3 trends, 1 solution, and the timing couldn't be more right. The careers tool and the professional development have a total addressable market of $18 billion. And we're targeting for the digital self-service a slice of that of $4.2 billion. We have a 3-year target of $3.2 million focused on white-collar workers who are facing the very problem we've solved. And our business model is simple, and it's built to scale. 2 free stories gets the users in, $19 a month keeps them engaged, $40 sprint pass gives them immediate results, and then there's the business-to-business licenses, which unlocks institutions like staffing firms, universities, and other workforce programs. That channel alone represents $30 to $180 million in white space opportunity. And we grow in 2 ways, and they reinforce each other. There's the individual adoption and institutional scale. I'm Loretta Harrison. I spent over 30 years in the workforce and over 15 years working within engineering. I've delivered projects and amazing outcomes. I've gained experience. But when the time came for me to prove my value after I was laid off, I couldn't do it. I could not do it. I built this for professionals like myself so they can prove their value. And these are the amazing teams of advisors who believe in the product. 5 experts, different strengths, 1 core focus, building ProofLayer. And over the last 90 days, we've seen over 500 visitors visit our site. And they've been engaged in the core feature of the product, which is the story generation. We're asking for $250,000 to complete the platform, validate with real users, and expand past stage 2. Let me be clear. We're not building another resume tool or another just interview prep tool or another job board. What we're building is a career intelligence platform that grows with professionals from the time that they graduate and to the time that they retire. Their proof, their story, always ready. To learn more about ProofLayer, scan the QR code. Thank you. Thank you.
Got one. Great job, Loretta. That was wonderful. As someone that is in charge of hiring people for my company, I'd love to hear a little bit more about your plans to scale the business to business.
Our plan to scale the business is, so right now we're building out our platform, which to scale the business, we're building on our platform so that it's not just with the person from the story generating, but there'll be coaching, story generating, and also building out their career path. So there will be some resume writing, also some interview prep. But the goal is that the product, from the time that you graduate to the time that you retire, that this product grows with you. It's enabling you, it's empowering you to be a better candidate. Is also, for employers, it'll make employers, I think, pick better candidates and also see the value in their candidates. It's not just a interview tool. It's not just it's a life cycle. From the time that we graduate, we're building stories, we're doing things, and a lot of times those things aren't even seen. So our goal is that we're going to start where we're at with the story generating, and then as we build out the features, we're going to, there's just a lot of amazing things that, anyway, I hope that answers your question.
Yes, thank you.
Okay,
In the
you.
HR space, it's huge. There's lots of opportunities, so thank you.
Thank you.
I'm going to ask the same question I asked before about go-to-market strategy. If you can just dive a little bit deeper. You said that there's all these resume builders and all these other tools. So how do you cut through that noise so that people know that this is different?
So our go-to-market strategy, we're going to be doing short-form videos. So we'll be on LinkedIn. We'll use TikTok, Instagram, YouTube to begin to share the value in ProofLayer. And there's just outreach as well. So going to job places where, candidates are going to look for jobs. And also part of the business-to-business licenses is talking to businesses so that they can see the value in the product. And so from that standpoint, it's pretty simple.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Good job. I would like to know a little bit more about your target audience.
My target audience?
Yes.
So it's college students. I have a young 18-year-old who's in college right now. He's building stories. He's building experience right now. And my target audience is not just for him, but I want it for him and students like him. But it's for any person, whether you're in transition, maybe you were laid off, maybe you are currently working and you are looking to get a promotion, but you haven't been seen, or maybe you are a person that want to negotiate your salary. My target audience is white-collar workers right now. And, a lot of college students become white-collar workers.
Great job.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Lakeisha Smith, and I am the founder of Miya J Enterprises. I am developing a tiny home community for veterans, disabled, single-person households. There'll be 13 units, and the focus is affordable, accessible, right-sized housing. Alzheimer's is considered a disability. My dad, he had a 3-bedroom yard, everything to take care of, and I just kind of imagine what his life would have been like. If he could have been somewhere smaller, it would have kept him feeling more independent, being a part of the community, and that kind of thing. When I came here, they were saying that the mayor wanted 22,000 new homes. It was needed to tackle the homeless. 16,000 of those needed to be rentals. So my 13 may be a drop in the bucket, but it's still a drop. So it's still a drop. My dad has always worked for himself. That was always a principle of his. Hard work, working for yourself, being your own boss. That's my hero. That's who I learned from. And him being a black man, 3rd grade education. There's a lot of things he had to overcome, but you always have to adapt. And as he would say, there's more than one way to skin a cat. A lot of things that I'm doing now has never been done here. I'm African-American female. I'm a, budding entrepreneur, developer, developing a whole community. So I know there's things I'm going to have to learn. There's obstacles I'm going to have to overcome. So what I try to do is take my time and say, okay, this is it. Now, who do I contact? Who do I know that's doing it? And then contact those people. I've sat in meetings that I didn't know what the heck was going on, but I'm like, information is power, so I'm going to get it. And so those are the things that have kept me going. In our research, there's been some pushback on the tiny homes, the imagery or the assumption that we just scooping up a whole bunch of homeless people and we're going to put them in a place that already doesn't have resources. So for what I'm asking for the community is just the support. Come have that conversation. This is a good thing, not can be. Having people feel like they are at home, it changes the community when you feel like You're at home. You're a part. I'm not just being stuck somewhere. I'm seen. I fulfilled a need. People need to be in a place where they feel like they're home. Like I said, yeah, the resources are there. Make yourself known. I know they're there. The financial resources, the support, and just knowing it can be done is the biggest thing.
Everybody hear me okay? Awesome. So, it's hard to see because it's a little bright. But raise your hand if you have a cell phone. Let me see them real high. All right, now, keep it up, keep it up. Raise your other hand if you care about nonprofits in your community that are doing the work. Okay? If you've got both hands up, put them together. Woo! Because guess what? We have built a cell phone company just for you. So, again, I'm Cody. My husband is Wade. My babies are here on the front row. And a few years ago, we were having a kitchen table conversation about how to do more, how to give back. We had found out that 80% of nonprofits will not hit their budget. They go unfunded. And so I asked Wade, just a real kitchen conversation. What can we do to give back? But what if giving back was like automatic, you know? Like how you pay your bills, your utilities, right? Power bill, water bill. Everybody's got a cell phone. We found out that telecom is a $225 billion industry. And until now, no one had made the connection that you could use all that resource to fund communities. But we did. We are Love Mobile, the cell phone company that gives back. So what does that mean? Every time you pay your bill, every month as a Love Mobile subscriber, we give back in a hyper-local capacity to education, the environment, community service, and pets. Yeah, we're funding them. So we didn't just stop there. We actually own the trademark for telecom. And y'all, it's a real cell phone company. We've got plans as low as $15. We're on tier 1 networks. That means I've got service on top of service on top of service. I've got unlimited roaming in Canada and Mexico. And we are live. On April 15th, you know, tax day, we made it Love Day. And we went live on all 3 networks. Yeah. We've got active subscribers. And here's the funny thing. We put out a little press release. You know, we was going to tell somebody. Y'all, 7,000 people came to our site. We woke up to stories being written about us from AP to Yahoo to Afrotech. The world was like, wait a minute, what is this? Oh, hold up. This is a good idea. But here's our secret sauce. It is a nonprofit partners. Here's how it works. A nonprofit signs up, they're vetted and approved, and then we give them a referral link. And they push out the referral link to their network. And as their network subscribes to Love Mobile, we give back to them for the life of that account. It's not a one-time hit. It's every month we're giving back. So, let's talk about the business. Because we can only do it because the margins are there. We've got an average revenue per user of $48. Subscribers at 6,000, you're looking at $3.4 million coming in. At 36,000, $20 million coming in. But there's another number. For every 1,000 subscribers, I can feed 365,000 meals in your community. Wade and I are the operators and founders. We've got 20 years of business operation, marketing, and technology experience. We've got a team of civil and telecom leaders backing us. We're raising $500,000 to keep it going for customer acquisition and operations and tech. Here's the takeaway. We didn't start a company and decide to give back. We decided to give back, so we started a company. I want to invite y'all to join us. You can scan the code right now. You can add a love line to your device for as low as $15. Cody Dunn, welcome to Love.
All right. Great job, Cody.
Thank you.
I just want to kind of clarify the process and how this works.
Yes.
So I'm on Verizon right now.
Okay.
Do I have to completely switch my, mobile company? And what does that process look like?
So you can, but you don't have to, right? We understand people live their cell phones. This is an identity. It's a trust thing. You don't know me like that. I get it. So that's why you can literally add a love line. You can add a love line for as low as $15. I use my love line as my disconnect. Like 3 people in the world have that number. And when I go into my love line, I'm doing self-love. I'm fulfilling my cup. And then I can, go back out when I'm ready to deal with the world. So you can have multiple lines on your one device. Most people don't know that. But you can actually have up to 8. I've got 3, so I've got all networks on my device, and you can do it too. They just don't tell you. So that's how it works.
Thank you.
Scan the code, girls. There you go.
So a follow-up to that, I wouldn't have known that you can have multiple lines. Are you including that fact in your go-to-market strategy?
Absolutely. There's a plan for love. I have a plan called All Love. And it's where we have to educate the consumer, because most people don't know. You can have the 3 major networks on that one device. And so if this network has spotty coverage, for me, I can just, switch to the other one. And then I can switch to the other one. You can have up to 8 lines on that one device. And so that's why it was important for us to get all 3 carriers. I am the only network on all 3 carriers owned by a black woman. So we're excited about that right there. Thank you. And that wasn't a gift. Like, we had to invest to get that, but we got it. We got it. So yeah.
Great job. I just want to know, so how do you get, how does one, like if I was a nonprofit, how would I sign up? Like, tell me a little bit more about your go-to market strategy. How do you do that?
Great question. So we have a full nonprofit portal, and they not only just, because everybody got a nonprofit. No. We will vet you. We need to know your tax status. We need to know your impact. We need to see what are you doing with the money. And so there is a vetting process. The thing that happened when we went viral is the line got long, and we are a small team at the moment. So that's what some of that funding can help us do, is to kind of clean up the operations piece of that, because nonprofits are knocking at the door. They're like, we want to sign up. We want a love link. And I got to make sure you are the real thing. So,
Good job.
Thank you.
My name is Naisha Kennard Taylor. I'm the founder and owner of Crown of a Queen. In 2020, my mother was diagnosed with triple negative breast cancer, and they only gave her 3 years max to live, and that was with chemo, radiation, and everything. COVID also began at that time as well, so I had to shut down doing hair. And when she went to her first 2 treatments, she was, of course, going bald. Her scalp was extra flaky. It was so dry it hurt. And we tried all the expensive, products they was prescribing, spending hundreds of dollars on it, and nothing was working. So I started doing research on chemo and what it did to your body and what it did to your scalp and why it made your hair fall out, and the radiation, why it burned your skin. So I ordered a whole bunch of stuff from Amazon and said, I'm about to make a hair growth oil. I contacted like 5 of my OG clients and I said, I'm about to mail y'all out some hair oil. Use it. I made my aloe elixir, I made my hair growth oil, and I made a face oil, and I sent it to them, and a hair butter. And I said, send me before pictures, and then we're going to go from there. Within 2 weeks, I started getting back results. So I trusted it to try it on my mama. I put the hair oil on her hair, and her hair was growing during chemo. Shocked us, even shocked her doctor. I came up with the body butter, with butter for skin. And she never cracked, never ached, nothing again. I had friends with eczema. Their babies to this day does not experience breakouts or anything using the butter anymore. I did a hair butter and her scalp went right back to normal. And her doctor kept asking her, what are you doing to your skin and your hair? You're the only one who's not really having too many side effects. And she said, my daughter's been making these products for me and it's working. And I'm about to help her get an LLC so she can start selling it to the public. So that's how Crown of a Queen came about. I actually did shut my business down when she was transitioning. I had no plans on opening back up. All the drive gone. It recently just picked back up. She was the reason behind it. With people in Tulsa seeing me more people seeing me. And I have almost 400K followers on Facebook. And I got almost 40K on TikTok. People is recognizing me. They're getting to know the business. They're going to old videos. That's why it's so hard for me to stop here. That's why I had to open back up Crown of a Queen. I had to rebrand it because it seemed like I could hear her telling me, you need to keep going. Now I have a lot of different women with cancer they contact and all over the world and say, if it helped her, can it help me? So although she didn't beat it, I feel like she's helping me in my journey. Keep supporting us in what we're working towards, and that's all I can ask them, just to keep supporting.
My name's Ashley Keys, and I'm the founder and CEO of Access Wallet, where we set the rules before the money moves. In the next 20 years, there's going to be an overall wealth transfer of $124 trillion just in the United States alone. That's money moving from one generation to the next. With Access Wallet, we're helping financial institutions provide a governance layer that helps with visibility and control for shared groups and financial situations. A few years ago, my great-grandmother became ill. Thankfully, everyone that you see here in this picture was there to help her from a caregiving and financial standpoint. Unfortunately, when we had multiple people coming to the table to help with her finances, things got really tough to track. Thankfully, we had someone like my mother, who's an accountant, who was able to step in and provide guardrails so that everyone was on the same page. Unfortunately, many people in the U.S. and around the world don't have someone like that in their family that can help create guardrails. And many financial institutions don't have the ability to help financial infrastructure when it comes to people and groups when it's more than just one person. And when they don't have that governance infrastructure, they're leaving the door wide open from a threat standpoint with risk and overall operational money management situations. So today, individuals are absorbing the fraud risk with zero infrastructure to prevent it. And financial institutions, they have the overall insight to see how the money is being moved from how the money is coming in and how the money is coming out. But they have zero insight into what the intent is with that money. With my family, we utilize Zelle, Venmo, Cash App, joint bank accounts, and group chats just so that we could all stay aligned. And boy, did it get messy. And when it gets messy, financial institutions are picking up the phone to ask, who authorized this and was it fraud? With my family, it became a very tough situation. Today, financial institutions are built to support individuals, not shared governance and group money management. So our initial entry point is elder caregiving because of our personal experience. And so we're initially working with financial institutions and transactional fintechs. What's happening right now is they don't have the ability to help understand and peel back the layers to see what these groups are doing when they're moving the money. So from an institutional standpoint, when you're a financial advisor, someone's coming in and helping you from an aging standpoint, and they don't have the ability to help when family is needed. So imagine yourself as a financial advisor, and you have someone who's aging, and they need to bring their children in to help them manage their finances. What happens is that financial advisor begins to be stressed because they don't have the tools to help onboard and walk this family through how to best manage their money. But that's where we come into play. We're a white label solution that's embedded within these trusted institutions. We're finding our customers exactly where they are. What's happening is families are having money that's coming in from multiple different places, such as wealth transfers, insurance payouts, and that money is also being sent out to multiple different places. So think about hospitals and also just overall day-to-day expenses when someone in the family becomes ill. Our product helps bring all that into one singular place. Our solution is quite simple. We built a product that allows people to log on and build a shared wallet. From there, they set the rules before the money moves. We ask questions like, how is this money going to be spent? Who is the advisor that's going to be leading the financial infrastructure? And also what happens if someone decides to leave the group? We set these rules up so that everyone is on the same page from a visibility standpoint. And then after that, we allow the money to be moved. But with our product, we allow for accountable spending so that everyone is able to see from a transactional standpoint what's happening and be able to run an audit if needed. From a traction standpoint, we incorporated 2 months ago, and we already have design partnerships with Northwestern Mutual and Bankers Life. Before we even got to the point of incorporation, we conducted over 200 customer interviews, so we know for a fact that this is a real problem that people are experiencing. We are also working with financial advisors who are ready to pilot, and we've been accepted into a few accelerator programs that are going to help accelerate our growth. From a market standpoint, in order for us to reach $100 million in revenue, we have to get this product into 1,400 institutions, which is very likely in the United States. Our first 5 pilots are going to be offering a discount for $15,000. However, once we get to the second phase of our product offering, our annual contract value is going to be $50,000, and that depends on the size and the usage within the institution. Again, over the next 20 years, there will be $124 trillion in wealth transfer. And in the year 2050, there's going to be over 82 million people who are over the age of 65. And believe it or not, the U.S. government spends $1.5 trillion just in U.S. Social Security payouts. I myself am the founder and CEO of this company, and I have a strong and deep expertise in building operational infrastructures. I've done this at Apple, Amazon, and General Motors. I also have my executive MBA from Berkeley Haas, where I met Amy, who's our leader in risk, and she also has led risk at Wells Fargo and Berkeley, in Silicon Valley Bank. And then we have Navum, who's an amazing builder and engineer, and he has a deep expertise in building AI products. Our ask today is $250,000. Please visit us at accesswallet.ai. My name is Ashley Keys. Thank you for your time today.
Okay, I've got to get on that. I actually, wonderful. I love this. This is my bread and butter. I'm the CFO of Family Office, so I deal with this kind of stuff every day. Can you tell me a little bit more about your revenue model? How is this going to be kind of an app fee, a per user, or is there a license for a full family to jump on? Just a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so we're actually going directly to the financial institutions to sell this product. It's a B2B SaaS white label. And the reason we're doing that is because we want to go to the institutions where people already are and where their money is already sitting, because they trust those institutions already. We've also talked to, like I said, Northwestern Mutual, Bankers Life, and a few banks already. And so this is a problem that they're already seeing. Fraud is huge, especially in the elder care space. Just last year, there was over $28.3 billion in fraud just in elder care. And we know that number is much higher. So we're going directly to the businesses as opposed to B2C.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, great job.
Thank you.
I am a little bit curious just to kind of expand on, you're going directly to the banks, and what does that kind of strategy look like? How are you approaching them, and kind of what does that messaging look like with your kind of B2B go-to-market strategy?
Yeah, so initially with, we're rolling out in 2 different phases. And the reason being, in the second phase, we actually need money transmitter licenses and banking institutions to back us so that we can actually hold the funding. So initially, we've already been working with Northwestern Mutual and Bankers Life, and they're basically helping us build the IP out for those first initial questions. More specifically with Northwestern Mutual, they have this process where they call it the fact finder, and that's where they're pulling out the information. And so that's very core to our IP so that we can better understand, right, ownership percentage, if something happens to someone within this shared wallet, what happens when they leave, but also we better understand what is this wallet used for. And we're using AI to basically be a program manager to help move some of that money and that funding. I don't know if that helped answer the question.
Yeah.
Great job. Would you say this is strictly just B2B, or do you do D2C, like direct to customer, for someone like me?
Yeah.
That's not in the financial institution.
So we have thought about going B2C. However, after talking to the institutions, we know that there's a real need, and so we want to meet you where you are. Just to give you an idea of how we're rolling out the product, think of something like a Zelle, where you can actually utilize the product. If you're at Wells Fargo, Chase Bank, it doesn't really matter what financial institution you're utilizing. And so they're basically a white label service that allows bank-to-bank communication and shared financing. We could roll out with B2C, but at that point, just from an overall CAC, customer acquisition cost, that's chasing a longer tail. And so going B2B allows us, again, to capture a much larger audience at one time in one play.
Great job.
Thank you.
My name is Cody Friedrich, and I'm with Iwill Academy. We are a tutoring company. We also have a schooling program that we're working towards. We just help kids. We help them academically. We help every grade, every subject, K through 12, as well as a little younger. We have some 3-year-olds and 4-year-olds that come in, and we help them with their work. We're helping them to understand what they're getting wrong and how to fix it, and just helping to show kids that school and education, it's not this boring thing. We just help kids see the talent that they have inside of them. These kids quit before they even try. And when you can come alongside and help them, you're able to help them push themselves farther. Like, you help make their dreams possible. You have kids who, they want to go to school, or they want to be a nurse, or they want to be a doctor, or they want to be, whatever. It's cool to see kids come in and then they tell you, like, hey, like, because of you, like, my ECT went up 10 points. And now I've got a scholarship so I can afford this school. We see the grade improvement, but also we see, like, the self-esteem improvement, because these kids see that they're not dumb, they're not untalented. It's just they didn't know. Now that they know that they can kind of go and they can do what they want to do. And my parents were, they're very hardworking people, just through their different circumstances. They didn't have a lot of opportunities, for like education. My mom, she lived in Mexico for a little while, and so she had to drop out in like middle school because they didn't have school beyond that. They raised me to very much emphasize education. Through all that, it kind of led me here. I just loved, throughout my life, I loved kids. I loved helping kids. I was the kind of the kid who would finish their work first and then help all the other kids. Like, I remember actually in recess, I would tutor kids, and they'd pay me like a quarter for like their homework or whatever. And so it was always kind of, so when I came here, and I had an opportunity to volunteer, to get involved in the community, I just fell in love. I fell in love with Tulsa, with North Tulsa, East, West, everywhere. I love the kids. Through my process of teaching, you just see a need. You just see kids who aren't getting help. You just see, not for the fault of maybe teachers or schools, just the way it's set up. There's not enough resources, not enough people to go around. And it kind of led me into tutoring. Anyone, I think, if you want to start a business, if you want to get into something, I believe that's a desire in your heart for a reason. And I believe everyone has a gift, everyone has a talent. And I've tried to do a lot of different things because I saw other people do it, and I saw them do well, and well, if they can do it, I can do it. And that's not true always. We all have something that we can do, and if you just find what you can do, and if you can just start where you are, I believe, and if you want to put the work in, you want to let people help you, I believe you can end up going far.
Imagine paying $55 per week for a washing machine and dryer, only to realize by the end of that loan, you could have paid for it twice. Or worse, having a furniture truck pull up to your home to collect it for non-payment. I don't have to imagine it. I remember growing up being told to hide and be quiet because the repo truck was outside. I stand alongside millions of households trapped inside of a $280 billion predatory lending economy, from payday loans to rent-to-own. In Tulsa, access to fair banking has ranked 1 out of 100 for 7 straight years. This geographic banking desert forces North Tulsa residents to rely on high-entrance predatory products that trigger a cycle of poverty. That's why I created PurposeMint. PurposeMint is a fintech platform aimed to help asset-limited individuals establish safety nets to avoid predatory lending, gain access to credit and traditional banking, all while aligning their goals and values. Our users told us, don't expect me to have $1,000 set aside to put inside of an emergency fund. Teach me how to develop the habits to start. So we start with habits. Users establish their safety nets through small, consistent, automated micro savings that fit into their daily lives. At a minimum of a $500 buffer, that progress becomes a bridge connecting them to safer financial pathways. From a competitive lens, most existing mainstream tools assume people already have stability, and that's not always the reality. In our pilot, our average age participant was 34 years old and never had a savings account. Purpose Mint is for those starting from zero and becoming first-time savers. We serve the head of the household with no cushion, emerging earners just getting started, and individuals re-entering the economy after experiencing instability. While users build stability for the first year or two, banks will underwrite their access. From there, they gain pre-qualified customers they can grow and monetize over time. Here's how that translates into a scalable revenue model. Banks, credit unions, and CDFIs pay anywhere between $75,000 to $100,000 annually. That's equivalent to about 380 users through our growth subscription. From there, in return, they gain customers with collateral at a lower cost than their $300 per account acquisition spend. We acquire users through our community savings program. We scale through institutional partnerships and grow through community ambassadors. Within the next 12 months, we're focused on capturing our serviceable, obtainable market, starting with 30 institutional partners. At $100K per partner, that's a $3 million opportunity, allowing us to support thousands of users annually. We've already validated the model through our community savings program. Within 10 weeks, families saved over $10,000 and established their first emergency fund. We've generated $8,000 in sales. We've raised $17,000 in non-dilutive funding, and we have $65,000 in the pipeline to support our next program in closed beta. Purpose Mint is built by a team that combines both lived experience and technical expertise. My background started with helping individuals and families optimize their credit. And today, I am building Purpose Mint to serve and reach even more families. This fall, we will be partnering with the OU Center for Creation of Economic Wealth to build and strengthen our minimum viable product. Right now, we're currently raising $100,000 to launch Purpose Mint. This covers infrastructure, our Tulsa pilot, closed beta, and team expansion. So, if you believe families deserve a way out of predatory lending systems, scan the QR code to connect with us. My name is Nisha Brown. I am founder of Purpose Mint, where we go from survival to stability together.
Great job. Tell me a little bit more about your go-to-market strategy. Like, how are you getting this in front of your customers?
So my go-to-market strategy is really rooted in our pilot. So our go-to-market strategy is our community savings program, which serves as an entry point into Purpose Mint, which also we can realize that we can duplicate that community savings program framework into different regions and cities and states as well, because what we recognize is that our community savings program aligns with banks, credit unions, CRA guidelines, Community Reinvestment Act, and so that's the quickest way to reach our go-to-market strategy goal of reaching 30 partners is to license our community savings program and stand it up across the states.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Wonderful presentation and such a neat. I love that you're meeting people where they're at. Can you tell me a little bit more about what happens in the app? Like, I know there's nudges. Is there learning? Is there education within the app? Just a little bit more about that.
Yeah, of course. So our goal is to really, what we're learning with talking to different potential banking partners is most times they already have like a curriculum or something that they may have already invested in, but they have issues with reaching low to moderate income families with that content. And so our goal is really to embed that, because we want to put people on the pathway to secure traditional banking and rely less on predatory lending like your payday loans. So I feel that including that or making that connection through our partnerships with banking partners, I feel like that can help us launch Purpose Mint faster and create tangible impact within communities.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And have you been able to test any of this or any of the curriculum that will be used?
Yeah, of course. So in 2024, in partnership with Chase Bank and Louisiana State University, I received a $5,000 grant to do a social experiment. So within 10 weeks, I took 30 unbanked and underbanked people from North Baton Rouge through a community savings program. And that's where they developed the rhythm and a routine to establish a safety net to avoid predatory lending.
That's awesome. Great job.
Thank you.
My name is Tanisha Rushing, and I am the founder of My Tea Lounge here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Our main product and service is our organic tea. So we do have our own specialty blends of tea. They have their own health benefits to them. We do have the teas that taste great, just because we have the people and the customers who want just great tasting tea, whether it's sweet or non-sweet and things like that. But we do also implement minerals into our tea. So our biggest thing is our health aspect of the business. So we have sea moss, bladderwrack, black seed, soursop, spirulina, all of these things that you can add to your tea and you can take home as well. So of course, educating the community on the benefits of those things and how they can put this in their daily regimen to have a better way of living. Healthy living is our motto. Well, my family is all entrepreneurs. My mother and my father, they definitely started the entrepreneurship life for me as soon as I was born. So my mother did not want me to go to any daycares, so she started her own daycare, and my father's just been an entrepreneur the entire time. So I never realized that until I got older, that is the reason why I always wanted to do my own thing and not really work for someone for long. It was always a temporary thing in my mind. Being a part of the legacy means a lot. Bringing it back to my father, he was a musician here that was well known in the blues industry here in Tulsa. So me being an artist, having that love here as an artist, as well as someone who provides health for the community and Black Wall Street and the full history, the richness of it, and just to have my name entered into that conversation is big. We do have a source, my family, who lives in Zanzibar, Tanzania, which is where we get all of our sea moss and all of our black seed and everything. So we know our source. I use those products. I know how they work for me. Now we have an actual space that you can come to, and we do provide what it is that I grew up with, which is live music. So we do have every third Tuesday open mic events. People are able to rent the space for their own personal events. We do incorporate music as well as the health aspect here in our brick and mortar space downtown. The kind of impact that I strive to achieve, or am achieving in what it is that we're doing right now, is bringing people together, like still having a place that people can come and just relax and communicate and still be able to, again, learn about health, learn about each other. A lot of networking happens in this space, events as well. We spread love through music, conversation, and healing through our minerals as well. So to spread that everywhere, that is the goal.
There's a number that I want you all to sit with for a moment. 689. That's how many students I managed as a counselor. 689 students, their crisis, their grades, their home situations, their futures, all tracked by one person using one tool, a 5-inch binder. I'm Selena, the founder of Floio, and that was my job for years. And it's not just my experience. 75% of counselors in the United States are managing caseloads that exceed the recommended 250-to-1 ratio as outlined by the American School Counselor Association. And to make matters worse, the tools built for them do not match their workflow, leaving them to create manual systems like using spreadsheets, notebooks, and binders. I interviewed a counselor in Arizona that manages a caseload that exceeds 800 students, and he stated that it keeps him up at night thinking if he missed a student follow-up. It's moments like these that led to me building Floio, a caseload management platform for school counselors. Floio helps counselors move from being reactive to proactive with student support by allowing them to fast capture student interactions, whether in office or on the go in the hallway, smart reminders so student follow-ups don't go missed, bringing visibility to students that haven't been seen, and data-driven reports that allow them to analyze the impact of their counseling programs. The urgency for this solution is greater now more than ever because in 2024, the elementary and secondary schools emergency relief funds expired, ending the hiring surge that brought the national caseload ratios to the lowest they've been in 40 years. But the reality in elementary and middle school remains that the range is double the recommended ratios, which means students get less time with their counselors. Our business is built on a 3-tier strategy. We'll start with the individual counselors as our product champion by offering individual subscriptions at single counselor campuses. We have school license for schools with larger teams, and as we capture multiple schools within a district, we'll then convert them over to district contracts. In our first year, we'll secure $29,000 by piloting in 10 public charter schools across states where counselors' ratios exceed 400. This initial traction will be our gateway into a $374 million market opportunity. Floio will enter the market in Michigan and Arizona. These 2 states have the highest caseloads in the country, creating the greatest need for our tool. We're strategically targeting public charter schools because they have shorter software procurement cycles than traditional public schools. And we'll reach these counselors by leveraging online networks, direct outreach through industry community groups and conferences, as well as reaching out to my immediate network of educators. We've already seen incredible early demand. Our cold outreach has reached nearly 44% conversion rate to our waitlist. We've expanded our reach to 11 states of counselors, and we have 3 demos complete, and we have 2 scheduled. Our direct competitors focus on data centralization and documentation, while Floio focuses on the counselor's daily workflow. Our tool focuses on the productivity and efficiency of school counselors by providing them the tools necessary to confidently manage large caseloads while being aligned with ASCA best practices. Our team combines a deep domain knowledge in school counseling, as well as professional experience in marketing, engineering, security, and full-stack development. My background as a school counselor turned EdTech professional allows me to personally oversee our usability and accessibility of our platform, ensuring that it remains rooted in serving our target audience. We're asking for $325,000 to scale our operations. These funds will be strategically allocated across legal and compliance requirements, helping to drive our client acquisition as well as accelerating our product development. Join us in building the future of Floio. Scan the QR code to join the waitlist if you're a school counselor, or if you have a child, share it with your child's school counselor. I'm Selena Mack, founder of Floio, and together we can simplify the work and amplify the impact of school counselors worldwide.
Job.
Thank you.
I love what you're building. My question would be, why would a counselor use Floio? Obviously, it's much better than a binder, but there's so many other things in between, right? Spreadsheets, management tools. Why is Floio better than those management tools?
Thank you for asking that question. So if you think about most career fields, people have project management tools, and you may have maybe 5-6 projects a week. A school counselor doesn't have a project management tool, and they're managing hundreds of students. They're tracking grades, home situations, crisis, all these things, and none of the systems speak to each other. So right now, Floio is just a project management, caseload management tool. But in our product roadmap, our goal is to connect with student information systems, to connect with things that are for SEL, social emotional learning, college and career readiness tools, so that a counselor gets a full picture of a student. They're able to get warning signs if a student hasn't applied for college or you've missed X amount of days of school, so they know which interventions the student needs.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
Wonderful presentation.
Thank you.
One quick question on, the kind of the bigger licenses and even the individual licenses. Do you anticipate any pushback from chronically underfunded schools? Why is this something that is so necessary when we've got to buy paper and pens and everything else?
Absolutely, because it affects student outcomes, essentially. In our first year, we're hoping to, well, not hoping, we're going to speak this into existence. In our first year, we're going to prove that Floio has a direct impact on student outcomes because it frees up a counselor's time. I kind of want you to ask it again because there was another thought I had. Do you mind asking the question?
Absolutely. How does this fit into an underfunded school budget, an underpaid counselor's budget?
Okay, thank you. So our pilot price is done strategically to fit into the budgets that counselors typically get within a school year. Most counselors will get between $300 to $500 to spend on tools, as well as those underfunded schools that you spoke about are typically Title I schools, and so principals have a discretionary budget of $5,000 that they can spend, and so our goal is to prove how Floio helps students so then they feel compelled to spend their discretionary funding.
Absolutely wonderful.
Great presentation.
Thank you.
How are you getting this in front of tell me a little bit more about your go-to-market strategy. How are you getting this in front of the schools?
Okay, thank you for that. So I've been posting so the American School Counselor Association is the umbrella that manages or say the best practices for school counselors and describe how our job should be. So I've posted into a lot of those community groups, got a lot of response back where counselors just add time to my calendar. Then they've been sharing out with counselors at other schools, so they're joining our waitlist as well as messaging counselors that I know from when I was in the field, reaching out to principals, district leaders, and just demoing it, honestly. At first I was a little nervous to demo, but the moment I pulled it out, showed them exactly how it works, it's been like flying. So that's been our go-to-market so far, just direct outreach and then having people join our waitlist and then convert over to our beta cohort, which will start in July.
Great job.
DeMarco Brown here with Mr. Easy's 123 Lucky's Cash for Junk Cars. We're here in the place to be. Lucky's Cash for Junk Cars has been around for 8 years now. It started in North Tulsa, right off Greenwood. Bought my first truck off Greenwood. I was born and raised on Greenwood, so for it to be able to come full circle 10 years later is just a big surprise to me and my family. And just the legacy that I want to be able to commit to myself, my family, and my community. Lucky's Cash for Junk Cars is pretty much like a towing service / alliance for the community if they have junk cars in the backyard, their driveway. Somebody in the family might left a vehicle that they don't no longer want. I'm someone that you can call 24 hours on the clock and be able to make a large amount of money, $5,000 to $1,000 for an old car that you might not want anymore. And I'm pretty much taking that leap of faith of saying, hey, that clunk of junk is nothing to you, but it's something to me. It allows me to give a service to the community so that like the city of Tulsa don't give fines. The legacy for me for Black Wall Street is something so special because my grandparents owned restaurants and also clubs on Greenwood. My grandfather, Uncle Steve's Barbecue, was on Greenwood. My great-great-uncle, Opie Pitts, was on Greenwood. So these men that put the bricks to the walls and their feet to the concrete, every day I get out of my bed, I look forward to making that legacy continue. And I'm someone that's going to show that hard work does pay off, and that I want young men that's in high school, middle school to understand it's more than basketball and football. You can be your own truck and operator, owner and operator, and I would like to buy up my first piece of property, commercial property on Greenwood. That is my legacy, that's my goal. The award money that I will be receiving will go back into my community. It will open up the foundation for me to reach back into the high schools and allow young men to help get their CDLs and also be able to see that you can buy your truck and start your own business. It would allow me to complete my mission with my shop, pay for permits, and also be able to get my building going and also pour into my trucks to be able to serve my community more. and be able to buy all the cars I can in North Tulsa. With Building Tulsa has opened the door for me to make it easier for my grandkids and my nieces and nephew as well. And I feel like I want to be able to put a brick on the wall and be able to make that legacy continue for another 100 years.
All right, let's give it up one more time for the 6 contestants. Yes. All right, ladies, your hard work paid off. You have done an amazing job. Your Q&A, very confident, very great. Yes. So as I mentioned at the top, we are going to do an audience choice vote opportunity. And so everyone can take out their phones and they can scan this QR code. There are 2 screens here, and you can scan the QR code. And it's not going to be open all night. It's only going to be open for the next 3 to 5 minutes. And so this is an opportunity for you to vote for your favorite pitch from tonight. So, of course, first up, you had Ajane Dupre with Menovē. You had Loretta Harrison with Prooflair. Cody Dunn with Lev Mobile. Ashley Keys with Access Wallet. Nisha Brown with Purpose Mint. Yes. And Selena Mack with Floio. Sorry. I was thinking about Allison Mack, and then also from the Nickelodeon show real quick. Sorry. Yeah, so please go ahead and take out your phones and vote. Not to judge, you already voted, but everybody else in the room has an opportunity to vote. So can I move on to the next screen, or do you need it still up? Does anyone still need to hit the QR code? All right, I'm going to leave it up real quick. All right, and thank you again, judges, for all your hard work tonight as well. Okay. There's only a few things we're going to do before we get to the money, before we get to awarding some dollars tonight. All right. Does everyone got the award? Got the vote? All right. All right. So if you scan this QR code, we have a list of upcoming events. And so I mentioned at the top that Building Tulsa, we are celebrating 5 years of being in business. And it's been a journey. And so we want to celebrate our 5 years with you all. The reason why Building Tulsa exists is because of you. When I look at this room, I actually see lots of female founders. Jasmine was a female founder, and she was a winner as well. I know we have Dee Sherrill around here. She was a female. There she goes. She was a female founder. Crystal Speed was here as well, who was a female founder, and we have quite a few others who participated in our programs in the past. And so it's not just one night, it's a large community. And so we have so much to celebrate with you all. We have so many announcements to make as well on our 5th anniversary birthday party. So that is on Tuesday, June 2nd. We're going to have some opportunities to come visit the Building Tulsa HQ down over on 124 East Reconciliation Way. But we're going to have a massive black party as well. And so we're going to have free food. We're going to have some opportunities to try some products for some of the people who are in this room tonight and who've been in our programs in the past. So definitely come check it out Tuesday, June 2nd. You can scan that QR code and you'll learn about that. And then, of course, Building Tulsa, we always up to something. We always doing something. But I'm going to just drive your attention to June 2nd. That's where we want y'all to come out to next. And so when you hit that QR code, you'll also learn about Building Tulsa on our website. You can sign up for our newsletter if you haven't signed up already. And you can learn about some of our other programs we have coming up for the rest of the year. So before I move on to the next thing, everyone's got their vote in, right? All right. This is last chance, last opportunity. All right. All right. So now I'm going to invite up Christina Suarez, our community engagement manager, who's going to lead us on the 1921 awardees.
Thank you, Desiree. Yes, I'll take that. Okay. Well, I guess I won't. Thank you. Yeah, I thought there were more slides. So it's time. Before I bring up our 1921 awardees, I have to give a huge thank you and a shout out to our partners, 1921 Sankofa, who are here today. So Wally Bryce and John Beasley, I'm going to bring you guys on up. Yes. So round of applause. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I tell you, I could truly write a book about how awesome these guys are. It's been 3 years now that they've supported us with the 1921 awards, along with workshops, like our financial literacy workshops, which you'll see more information about a workshop that'll come in July. But just the care and genuine support that they have for our founders, it really just, like I said, I could write a book, but I would like to give them a moment to share. Yes. So, John.
Yes. Well, we've just been honored to be a part of the 1921 awards. So, we hope to continue that into the future. And then, we've really had a great opportunity and a great experience working with various founders that have been referred to us from Build in Tulsa, so we appreciate the partnership.
What John said.
We have to take the microphone because Wally will have us here with his jokes all night, y'all. So good jokes. Afterwards, go up to Wally. I'm sure he's going to have a few jokes for you. But one of the things I actually did not mention earlier. So I talked about 1921 awardees being awarded $1,921, right? But with the support of Wally and John, again, I am so proud to announce that prize has been doubled. So they have matched. Yes. It was so hard not to say anything earlier. I'm terrible at keeping surprises. But today you'll walk away with $3,842 to put towards your business development. So, yes. All right. So are y'all ready? I'm ready to award some entrepreneurs. Okay. So our first entrepreneur, and I'll have you all line up here on the side of the stage and I'll call you up. All right. Kimmy Sense, Kimberly Grimes. Come on up, girl. Yes. Come on in. You get on the inside. It's yours. Yes. Don't drop the money now. Don't drop that. You gotta.
Our check bounce.
Our check bounce. See what I'm talking about?
Our check will not bounce.
That's bad.
Okay, perfect. Yes, congratulations. Here, you'll take this, and then you'll go back this way. You're good. Yes. Perfect. Okay, to our next awardee, Miya J Enterprises, Lakeisha Smith. Come on up. Come on, you get in the middle. Awesome. Thank you. Congratulations. Yes. All right. Okay. Naisha Kanai Taylor with Crown of a Queen, LLC. Come on, ma'am. All right.
This is fun.
Yes, it is. All right. Cody Friedrich with Iwill Academy. Let's go. Perfect. Okay. Hey, check cashing is Tanisha Rushing, My Tea Lounge, Tea Rush. Come on. Yes. All right. And last but certainly not least, DeMarco Brown with Lucky's Cash for Junk Cards. Yes, got a lot of energy. I'm with it. Okay, let's give a round of applause for all of our 1921 awardees. Yes. A round of applause for our sponsors, for our partners. 1921 Sankofa. Yes. All right. And thank you all as well, because like I said before, without community, without that village, like where would we be? So, give yourselves a round of applause. You showed up tonight. It is raining and pouring outside. Thank you. Yes, that does not go unnoticed. And I'll hand the mic back to Desiree and Ashley. All right. Not yet. Right.
Okay, perfect. Sorry. Thank you, Jen. All right. Again, want to thank the judges. That's not Justin. That's Kanika. Thank you so much, Kanika, Lizzie, and Jasmine, so much for your support for tonight. And so we are going to do the awarding for our pitch competition. So are we ready?
Yeah. I'm just going to go grab the judges. Hold tight.
All right, judges. You can follow. You can go to this back room over here. If you just follow that area, you see where Audrey's waving. You can just follow Audrey, and she will take you to the back. All right, while we are waiting for that, I just wanted to also just say, earlier this year, we ran a program called Build Up. It's a program where if you have an idea, if you have this tech idea that's been burning, you want to figure it out, you want to see if it had some legs, validate if it's a real problem, a real solution to potentially build, or if you are creating, like we have Crown of a Queen, and we also had Kimmy Sense, which I do use, by the way. And thank you for having travel size, Kimmy. Because that helped me on my trip to Japan. I was just glistening out in Japan. So thank you for having, for the travel size. But, if you are creating a product or have an idea for a product, or you're already out in the market and want to figure out what is your opportunity to market it, to bring it to market, that's one of the questions we kept hearing tonight. How do you get to market? What is your go-to-market strategy? With the Build Up program, which Cal also runs, and Charm, our program coordinator, they run as well. That is that opportunity to figure out if it's a real business. And I'm so proud to see that several of our Build Up members made it into the Female Founders Pitch Competition. So not only were they working hard on them 8 weeks for this pitch competition, they were working for a whole month every Saturday in March from 8:30 a.m. to 3 o'clock p.m. Okay? And so that program's going to come back around next year. So if you don't know Kyle.Smith@buildingtulsa.com or info@buildingtulsa.com if you didn't want a direct email. But, you can still get to Kyle for a little bit more information on the Build Up program. So we ready to award some money? All right. All right.
So first up, audience choice.
All right, audience choice vote. We have Floio. Selena. $19.21 awarders, you can keep your check, but the rest of these checks, we got to take back. Okay. All right. In third place, thank you, Miss Lizzie, we have Ajane with Menovē. Third place, Ajane, $2,500. Y'all can come back and take photos with them later. That's all. Y'all can do that. You just can't take them home. All right. Second place. $5,000 goes to Ashley with Access Wallet. All right. All right. $10,000 can do a lot, right? $10,000 is life-changing money over here. Okay? It's life-changing money personally to have the confidence to know that you can achieve it and to win it and to put it to get used to. So, in first place, let me get a drum roll, please. I need a little bit louder. All right. Bitty bitty bamba. Selena. Floio. All right. All right, everyone. Well, I'm going to give the last words to Ashley.
Did I tell you it was going to be a show? Did I tell you we were going to have a good time? How proud of you are you of this community? Did you think these ideas lived here? Did you think this is what we were building here? I think that it's so amazing as a hometown girl that this is what Tulsa is. This is what it means to build in Tulsa. It's to invest in these ideas, to invest in these women, to provide their springboard and to see them grow. And the great thing is they're just getting started. This is the beginning of their journey. And we're so proud to have them building in Tulsa. Thank you guys so much for being with us tonight. Thank you to our sponsors. Thank you to our judges. Thank you so much for supporting our founders. There'll be another pitch night in the fall. Follow us at buildintulsa.com. Thank you so much and good night.